What's up guys, it's Will back again, and today's review is the comedy film Game Night. Directed by the writers of Horrible Bosses John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein, Game Night takes place in modern day and follows a group of friends who get together once a week to take part in couples game night. The friends play a variety of different games, but this night is very special. They take things up a notch. One of the players, Brooks, the brother of Jason Bateman's character, decides to raise the stakes a little bit, and eventually the night turns into a real-life murder mystery party. The players end up not being sure whether they're all taking part in a game or whether this is all real. As the mystery and excitement grows, so does the silliness of it all. Alright, so it took me a little while to actually see Game Night, but now that I actually have seen it, I can say that I definitely do recommend it. I don't think Game Night is an amazing film. I don't think it's one that you really need to rush out and go see ASAP, but I do think that it's a great option if you're just looking for a good time. Because Game Night offers excitement, it offers fun, and most importantly, it offers a ton of laughs. It's a very goofy film that's very well written and performed, which leads to a great output of humor from a really excellent cast. Everyone has their moments, and there isn't a single weak link in this entire cast. There's a lot of good actors here who give really funny performances, and Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams, as you'd expect, lead the way here and probably get the most screen time overall considering they're the two most high-profile actors in this film. And it's interesting because Jason Bateman's funny as always. He has a similar type of output in a lot of films he does. All his characters are fairly similar, I'd say, but Rachel McAdams is actually really good here too, and I don't think most people are going to expect that. I mean, I guess she was kind of funny in Mean Girls, but this time around she plays a much more likable character, and a character that is ultimately pretty hilarious and probably one of the funniest characters in the film. It's nice to see the versatility that she offers, because as an actress, she's been good in basically every role I've ever seen her in. Everyone else is good too though. I mean, Lamorne Morris from New Girl is in this movie, he's good. There's an actor named Billy Magnussen who plays sort of the dumb pretty boy of the team, and he was hilarious. But most importantly, dude, Jesse Plemons stole the show here. You probably remember Jesse Plemons as Todd from Breaking Bad, or maybe even from Friday Night Lights, but here he plays a very weird and eccentric cop named Gary who the group of friends often exclude from their game nights despite how much he desperately wants to be part of them. And Jesse Plemons just stole the show in Game Night, the same way kind of the Jack Black stole the show in Jumanji. The characters are different obviously, but the character of Gary in Game Night is just so odd and so hilarious that every time he was on screen, I just wanted more of him. So yeah, Jesse Plemons is very funny here, but so is everyone else like I mentioned. And I think it just helps that the jokes are just very well written in this film, because sometimes when you have these type of comedy films that are meant for the masses, you have actors that feel like they're overcompensating because the quality of writing just isn't there. That definitely is not the case with Game Night. There's effective punchline after effective punchline, and I think a big reason people love this film so much is because it's a breath of fresh air in that way. Because I think while the trailer looked good, I think a lot of people were expecting this film to be overly formulaic, predictable, and full of mediocre comedy, but it turned out surprisingly awesome. This is a very quotable film full of tons of hilarious moments, both written and performed excellently. And regarding those performances, I think it helps that 1, the cast is really good, but 2, the characters are all likable in their own way. They each have something about them that makes them funny in their own way, and special in their own way, and something of value they bring to the dynamic of the group. Because when you think about your favorite comedy films that star a group of friends like this one, you quickly realize that the great ones all have characters that each have something different and something of value to offer. For example, Anchorman, Horrible Bosses, Shaun of the Dead, Tropic Thunder, you get the idea. There's probably a lot more you could think of as well, but you get the idea. Game Night is just a very fun movie that I think a lot of people will have a good time with if you're going in looking for laughs, and of course to watch some great actors do some silly stuff. But there are a few problems I have with it though. I think that even though the movie isn't very long, it's about an hour and 40 minutes long, it feels like it drags a little bit, because there's actually a lot of layers to this story. And each time something happens, you're not quite sure whether it's reality or whether it's part of the game they're playing. And as each conflict begins to reveal itself as either part of the game or reality, a new conflict has to come in to replace it. And I think this drags a little bit, mostly in the third act, because I felt like I had already watched the characters do so much of the same thing that it just became a little repetitive for me. I also think there's a few things that happen that don't quite make sense, and I think that's part of the charm of the film, how ridiculous these situations become and how hilarious they are because of it, but on the same token, it can get a little too crazy every now and then, and it just becomes so unbelievable and it limits the immersion just a little bit on it. But overall, I thought Game Night had a well-written story, lots of clever jokes and quotable comedy, a great cast with great performances, and a really fun and clever story. As for the cons, I do think the film tends to drag a little bit and can get a little too ridiculous every so often. Overall though, I'm going to give Game Night an 8.5 out of 10 and definitely recommend you check it out if you're looking for a good time. This film has lots of laughs and lots of fun to offer. So did you guys see Game Night yet? What did you think of it? And if not, let me know why not. And also let me know your favorite comedy film the last couple years. Jumanji was probably my favorite pure comedy of 2017, but I'll have to think back a little bit on that question. Either way, this is WillFoxification signing off. See you in the next video.